Hello, friends. Welcome back to SNS. Here, you will learn real English speaking by listening and repeating after me. I'm Martin. Today, you will shadow a short story for 10 minutes. This will help you speak English easily and fluently. After watching this video, you will feel more confident and your English will sound more natural. Repeat every sentence after me. That is how you will improve your speaking. If this video helps you, please subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon, and give this video a thumbs up. It will help other students find it too. Check the description box for more videos. So, get ready, keep your tea beside you, and let's begin.
The night was heavy with rain, and the narrow streets of the old town glistened under the flickering yellow streetlights. The sound of dripping water mixed with the distant hum of passing cars. In a small, half-broken shelter near the railway station, a young boy named Aiden sat on a wooden crate, hugging his knees to stay warm. His clothes were thin, his shoes torn, and his eyes carried the quiet sadness of someone who had seen too much for his age. Aiden was 16, but life had never been kind to him. He had no family, no money, and no home to return to. Every night, he looked at the city lights far away, a world that didn't seem to notice he existed. Yet beneath that lonely look was something else, a spark, small but alive. Aiden dreamed of becoming someone people would remember, not someone they walked past without seeing. He earned a few coins by cleaning tables at a small diner. The owner, Mrs. Clara, was a kind woman in her 50s, with silver hair always tied in a bun. She paid him little, but she always gave him leftover food to take with him. "You've got good hands, Aiden," she often said. "Don't let this world make them rough before you build something better." Aiden smiled when she said that, though he wasn't sure he believed it. The city didn't seem to care about dreamers. But Mrs. Clara's words were the only ones that kept him going. One stormy night, when the wind screamed through the alleys, Aiden was walking back from work when he heard a weak cry from behind an old warehouse. He stopped. It sounded like someone calling for help. He followed the voice and found a young girl sitting on the wet ground, clutching her ankle. She looked about 14, wearing a worn-out school uniform. "Are you okay?" Aiden asked, bending down. She looked up, her face pale but brave. "I think I twisted my ankle. My brother and I were running, but I lost him." "Running from what?" "Some boys," she said quietly. "They tried to take my bag." Aiden frowned and looked around. The streets were empty now, the shadows long and deep. "Come on," he said, offering his hand. "You can't stay here. Let's get you somewhere dry." He helped her stand, and together they walked to his small shelter. He gave her an old blanket and some bread from his pocket. "It's not much," he said, "but it's better than being out there." The girl smiled faintly. "Thank you. I'm Mira." "Aiden," he said, sitting by the small candle that barely lit the room. For a moment, the sound of the rain softened, and silence settled between them. The kind that feels safe, not awkward. Mira looked at him and said, "You live here?" He nodded. "For now." She lowered her eyes. "You're kind." He shrugged. "Not really. Just, I know what it's like to be left alone." That night, Mira slept soundly for the first time in days, and Aiden watched over her, guarding the tiny flame that kept the cold away. The next morning, the rain had stopped, and the sun peeked through the clouds. Mira's brother, Leo, finally found them after searching all night. He was tall, about Aiden's age, with determined eyes and a strong voice. "Mira!" he shouted, running toward her. When he saw Aiden, he stopped for a moment. "You help my sister?" Aiden nodded. "She hurt her ankle." I just gave her a place to rest. Leo placed a hand on his shoulder. Thank you, man. We don't have much, but you saved her from the cold. From that day on, Aiden, Leo, and Mira became close friends. Leo worked as a mechanic's helper, and sometimes he brought Aiden food or extra clothes. Mira, though young, had a curious mind and often shared stories she read from old books she found in the library. Together, they dreamed of something better, a small home, maybe a workshop where they could fix things, build something, and live without fear of tomorrow. Weeks turned into months. Aiden worked harder than ever. He saved every coin he could. With Leo's help, he started repairing old bicycles and selling them in the neighborhood. People liked his work. They called him the quiet boy with magic hands. But not everyone was kind. There were men in the area who didn't like seeing others rise. One of them was Rafe, a local gang leader who ruled the streets near the station. He noticed Aiden's small success and saw it as a threat. One evening, as Aiden was closing his repair stall, Rafe and his men showed up. "You're doing well, kid," Rafe said with a fake smile. "You're making money on my street. That means you pay me." Aiden looked up, his hands still dirty with grease. "I don't have anything to pay you with." Rafe's smile faded. "Then you better find something, or you'll lose everything." He pushed Aiden hard, knocking over the bicycles. Aiden clenched his fists, but didn't fight back. When Rafe and his men left, he sat there in silence, feeling anger burn in his chest. That night, Leo came to see him. "I heard what happened. Don't face them alone, Aiden." "I won't run away," Aiden said quietly. "If we keep letting people like him control us, we'll stay forgotten forever." Leo nodded slowly. "Then we stand together." Over the next few weeks, Aiden, Leo, and a few other young workers from the area joined hands. They fixed broken walls, cleaned the streets, and opened a small community stall where they repaired tools and bikes for free. Slowly, people began to support them. They became a small force of hope in a place that had long been ignored. But Rafe didn't like that. One night, his men set fire to the stall. Flames lit the sky, and everything Aiden had built turned to as. When he saw the fire, Aiden fell to his knees, his eyes filled with tears. "All of it. Gone," he whispered. Leo grabbed his shoulder. "No, not all. You're still here. We're still here." The next morning, the townspeople came together. Mrs. Clara, the diner owner, brought food. The mechanic offered tools. Even strangers from nearby streets came to help rebuild. Aiden looked around, amazed. The same people who once ignored him now worked beside him. "Why are you helping me?" he asked an old man who was hammering wood. The man smiled. "Because you reminded us we could help ourselves. You made us remember." Something changed that day. The stall wasn't just rebuilt. It became a small workshop called the Rising Hands. They repaired not just bicycles, but hope. Children came to learn, and workers came to rest. Aiden had become a leader without even realizing it. Months passed. The workshop grew, and the area became safer as people stood up against Rafe's gang. One day, the police finally caught Rafe after the people reported him together. For the first time in years, the streets felt free. As spring arrived, Aiden stood outside the workshop, watching the sunset. His hands were still rough, but his heart was lighter. Mira walked up beside him, smiling. "You did it," she said. He shook his head. "No, we did it. The forgotten ones." She looked up at the fading orange sky. "Do you ever think about what comes next?" Aiden nodded. "Every day. But whatever it is, we'll face it. Together." That night, as the lights of the city glowed brighter than ever, Aiden sat by the door of his workshop. Children were laughing, people were talking, and music played from somewhere nearby. The air smelled of bread and hope. He thought about where he had started. A cold shelter, a single candle, a dream that seemed foolish. And now he had a home, friends, and a reason to believe. Before sleeping, he whispered to himself, "No one stays forgotten forever." And as the wind passed softly through the narrow streets, it carried his words like a promise that even in the darkest corners, light can rise again if someone dares to keep it burning. That night, the stars shone a little brighter over the city. For the boy who once had nothing, and for all the others who still waited for their chance to rise. That's all for today's lesson. I hope you enjoyed the story and learned some new words and expressions. Keep practicing every day, and you'll see great improvement in your English. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and click the bell icon so you don't miss any future lessons. Thank you so much for watching. Stay motivated, keep learning, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye and take care.